Hello everyone. Today I'd like to apply the difference quotient to a specific function, and I'm going to start off by just giving you that function, and that is that f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 5x plus 4. Okay, this is a problem that you have in your class notes. Okay, so let me tell you what the difference quotient is, okay, or rather remind you. dq equals f of x plus h minus f of x divided by x plus h minus x. Okay, so as I mentioned, we would like to apply this difference quotient formula to this function f of x. Alright, so these two are one and the same. This is f of x, that says f of x. So we'll make a straight substitution. And then the denominator just have variables. It doesn't say f of anything or g of anything. It's just x plus h minus x. Okay, so the only thing that you really need to worry about is this piece here that I'm going to put a cloud around, and that's f of x plus h. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to write right underneath the f of x, f of x plus h. Okay, so I'm going to put the work further down. So this equals, okay, you should notice that when f acts on x, it takes 3 times x and then squares it, subtracts off 5 times x, and then adds 4 to that. So when f acts on x plus h, I'm basically just taking the x plus h and forcing it into every x position. So this equals 3 times x plus h, the quantity squared, minus 5 times x plus h plus 4. Right, so this is what I'll substitute in for f of x plus h. Okay, so then my difference quotient equals, I have 3 times x plus h, the quantity squared, minus 5 times x plus h plus 4. Notice this is my f of x plus h minus my f of x, which I said is what we were originally given. So big brackets here so that we don't forget to distribute the negative or the subtraction that's there. Divided by x plus h minus x. Alright, so it's really good to be at this point where we have the substitution done. Alright, so our goal then is to simplify this expression. So our difference quotient equals 3. Now we talked in our last video about how to simplify this. It's squaring the first, x squared, squaring the last, h squared, multiplying these two together, which is xh, and doubling. So plus 2xh. Okay, minus 5 times the quantity x plus h plus 4 minus the quantity 3x squared minus 5x plus 4. And all of that is over x plus h minus x. Okay? So at this point, it would be nice if we could distribute the coefficients. Okay, so again, I am distributing coefficient. So I would like to multiply the 3 by each of these terms, multiply the negative 5 by each of those terms, and this negative would be distributed throughout. Okay, so now my difference quotient equals 3x squared plus 6xh. Oops, up here this should be plus 3h squared minus 5x minus 5h plus 4. And then if we were to distribute here as well to each one of the terms, I'd get minus 3x squared plus 5x minus 4. So sorry for it going a little lopsided. All divided by, I'll distribute the negative to the x. X plus h minus x. Alright, so at this point, it would be nice to see if anything in the numerator cancels or anything in the denominator cancels. And indeed it does. Look, we see positive 3x squared and negative 3x squared. We also see negative 5x and positive 5x, and positive 4 and negative 4. Okay, if you were to reflect on that, you'll notice that everything that I canceled goes back to your original function. 3x squared canceled, negative 5x canceled, and 4 canceled. I'll let you look back here. And in the denominator, you get an x that cancels with a negative x. So then your difference quotient equals, what's left over is 6xh plus 3h squared minus 5h divided by h. Alright, so at this point it would be nice if we could factor h out of each term in the numerator. So then the difference quotient equals, pull the h out because we see it in every single term. Okay, so if we do that, if we divide the h out of this term, then 6x would be left over because 6xh divided by h is just 6x. If we take 3h squared and pull out the h, we get plus 3h. If we take the negative 5h and pull the h out, we get negative 5. All of that is over h. Now the reason that I wrote it in that form is because now you can see a little more easily that there's an h in the numerator that will cancel with an h in the denominator. So then for my very last step, I get that my difference quotient is simply just 6x plus 3h minus 5.